I was talking to this person today, and she just wanted to borrow my charger and not give it to me for next 15 minutes while my phone was on 3% charge. And I told her that can I get it back in a few minutes? And by few minutes, I meant 5 minutes or 10 minutes. So I explained that to her, can I get back in 10 minutes? And she was like, yeah, sure. My phone just needs like, a 5% of more charge, and then I'll surely give it to you. And I was like, okay, sure. And then this girl keeps on using for 15 minutes unless I ask her not once, not twice, 5 times that can I please get my charger back because my phone is about to die. Yes. And she's like, yeah, I just need to make this one call. She was supposed to call me, but she's not calling me now, and I have to leave and go to this certain place, and then I won't have charging in my phone. Is it okay if I just borrow it for more few minutes? I'm like, oh, okay, but my phone is dying. I need my phone too. And she was like, oh, okay, can I just like give it to you in 10 minutes? I'm like, brother. But I just asked her कि कितना percent तुम्हारा phone charged है? How charged is your phone? She's like, it's just 55. I'm like, mine is at 2%. Do you realize I don't want my phone to die even though I don't have a call to make? I need to get my things done, and I won't have a problem lending you the charger if I didn't need it. But right now I need it. Yes. So it was very weird for me to ask her because I didn't want to, but then she was acting the way that she was, and I was like, okay, I'm not letting her do that. I need my charger. Uh, and then I was like, oh, so this is what people talk about when they say that don't let people walk all over you when you are in need of help. Like, don't be the Danveer person when you are in need of Dan. You know what I mean, right? Don't be the person who's overgiving when you yourself need some things, right? And I was like, oh, so this is what people talk about. And I was like, okay, this is done. I was like, I am gonna get my charger. I'm not letting my phone die. It's great to help, but it's even greater to help yourself first. So I got up. I was like, I'm very sorry. I know you really need your phone and go there, but I really need my phone too. And my charging is almost off. So it would be a great help if I can borrow my charger back. And yeah, that's it. I think that's all I told her. And she was like, oh, sure. And she just gave it to me. She felt bad. I know. I did not want to make her feel that way. But then she was acting the way she was. What was I supposed to do? Sit there and see my phone die? No. And I didn't plan on getting my. See, even though I didn't need it urgently, I did need it. Okay. And when you get the point, right? I was not letting her borrow my charger when I needed it. Yes. Yes. So yeah, that's what happened. And then after that, she sat there for more half an hour or something, and she gave me looks like I stole something from her without asking her, and I'm not returning back to her. That's the look she gave me. And I was like, brother, there is no such thing that has happened for you to look at me like that. So I just kept continuing my work. All this thing happened, and then after 30 minutes she got up, she went. And hopefully I will never have to cross paths with her. But even if she does cross paths with me, I have nothing against her. I get it. I get it. People do feel that way when they are in need and when you expect someone to help you, but they cannot help you, and you are not understanding enough to understand that, oh, this person needed it most, needed it too, and it was their thing. So it's obvious to give. If you don't have that understanding and if you are really in need of something, I understand you can feel that way, right? But I hope I never cross paths with her. But if I do, I do not hold it against her because the thing that is done is done. For whatever reason that we meet, I'm gonna just go ahead and be the bigger person and just do the things that way. I don't even think it's about being the bigger person. It's just understanding enough that okay, whatever happened happened. Now I do what is needed without keeping any grudge. But most likely, that girl, if she kept a grudge for 30 minutes about that thing, I'm sure she's gonna keep a grudge when we meet again if she remembers me and if she remembers that incident, which is very likely to happen. Huh. So, what I came to realize, moral of this entire story was that you meet people in the ways you don't expect, and you have experiences with people in the ways you don't expect, and it's very likely that you will cross path with them. I know it's just a part of my overthinking, but it is likely. Like we stay in the same city and stuff. If we can meet once at a certain place, then it's most likely that we can meet other time too, right? But even though it's part of my overthinking, it does mean that you can meet them and you can have certain way in which you will have to deal with them, a certain way in which you will have to work with them. And it is very much possible that they won't be so kind to you, so understanding of you. And it's fine, honestly. It's very hard to do it, but it's fine to give up on that as long as that work is not getting interrupted with the grudge. Even though, see, the looks and all is fine. Okay, you can deal with the looks, you can deal with, back bitching also if you have the capacity to deal with it. Okay, but you can deal with it, you know what I mean. Don't let that affect your work. But here comes the turning point. If someone is very consciously interrupting in the work that you're doing now because of a past grudge which was not even that big, and they did not talk it out for whatever reason, or they did not forgive, or you did not forgive, or you did not talk it out for whatever reason, one, do that. Put an end to that grudge and move ahead. Second, if that is not going to happen, because a lot of people are not willing to talk about the things that are not right, but whatever, if that does not happen, then still make sure that if the other person is not being kind to you, don't be rude to them, but now you be affirmative. Don't be rude, okay? Now you be affirmative, take your stand, do what you want to do in the right way, in the right manner, and if possible, subtly remind them that that was in the past and now we're focusing on what we're doing. Yes, even if it takes you to be the bigger person, sometimes be the bigger person. It does not matter for a short period of time. Short period of time. If it is happening again and again and again, then it's a sign for you to leave that person in the place. Okay, you have like tons of opportunities out there waiting for you, you have like tons of people out there waiting for you. So don't stick onto this place and this person if it's really messing up with your mind. Yes, this was just one of my experience and what I learned about it. But I think that it's very important, this kind of skill. This, I don't know if you can add this soft skill in your resume, but if you can, and if it comes under teamwork, then maybe I'm going to put it now in my soft skills. Because yeah, I'm surely learning a lot from these kind of people and working around these kind of environments. Yep, that's it.